If someday you should see Thomas the Tank Engine puffing happily down the line, he may be on his way to a village nestled deep in the heart of the island of Sodor. One December morning, Thomas whistled to all of his friends. "It's nearly Christmas, and I'll bring you lots of letters and parcels." But a week later, the storms came. The next morning, the island was covered with thick snow, and the engines found work to be rather difficult. Some had to help clear snow away from the tracks, while the workmen hacked away at the banks of frozen ice. Meanwhile, Thomas and Percy were collecting important posts for Christmas. "Driver says there's lots of posts for the village," said Thomas. "I'll need an extra truck for it all." But Percy was feeling left out. "That's not fair. You're not leaving any posts for me." But Percy's chance had come. "There's been a change of plan," said Thomas's driver. "Sir Topham Hatt needs us at the big station. And Percy, you're to take Thomas's post to the village." Percy was delighted, but Thomas was disappointed. "I won't be able to say Happy Christmas to all my friends." "Don't worry, Thomas," said Percy kindly. "I can do it for you." "It's not the same." Percy was making good time on his way to the village when suddenly, "What's that?" called the driver. There ahead was a fogman standing by the line. "The village is cut off by the snow," he shouted. "We need snowplows, workmen, and a helicopter. Leave your trucks in the siding and go back quickly." In no time at all, Percy arrived at the airfield. "Wake up, lazy wings! The mountain villagers need your help! They're stranded!" "Off to it then," replied Harold. "I like an emergency to keep me warm." "Now," sighed Percy, "what's next?" Suddenly, there was Thomas with Terence the tractor and the workmen. "Come on, Percy," whistled Thomas. "Follow me." And from there, the two engines battled their way through the snow. And at last, they reached the village. And Harold was already there, dropping food for the villagers and animals below. Terence quickly got to work. "Lovely stuff," he said as he pushed the snow aside. "Well done, Percy. Well done, Thomas," cheered the villagers. "You're the best Santa Claus this village has ever had." "What's a Santa Claus?" asked Percy. "Santa Claus is someone who drops presents down chimneys at Christmas time." Percy looked up at his funnel. "I wonder if—" "No," laughed Thomas. "Chimneys, not funnels. Which reminds me, your post train is still back there in the siding, isn't it?" Percy hurried back to go and fetch it. Just then, Toby arrived with Henrietta. "We've brought lots of hot drinks and food for the villagers," he whistled. That night, all the engines went back home to their sheds, except for Toby. The villagers had made a plan to thank all the engines for their hard work. They loaded paint pots and parcels all into Henrietta, and then Toby set off into the moonlit countryside. All the engines were fast asleep inside their sheds as Toby arrived silently into the yards. Toby had no idea what the villagers were going to do, but he knew that it was going to be a big surprise. When the engines woke the next morning, they could not believe their eyes. The sheds had been repainted and decorated. The engines all whistled in delight, and everyone agreed that it was a very happy Christmas indeed.